Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue our week upgrading the pre-constructed commander decks. And unlike yesterday's deck, today we will be building a second deck with the cards we cut from Prismari Artistry. Don't worry, I'll explain. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Like most pre-constructed decks, Prismari Artistry contains two new legendary commanders. The first is Rutha, Mastering the Moment, a 4-mana 3/4 legendary orc sorcerer. She makes flying, hasty red and blue elemental tokens at the beginning of our combat, but only if we've cast an instant or sorcery this turn. The creatures are XX, where X is equal to the greatest mana value of the spells we've cast this turn. Muddle the Ever-Changing is a 4-mana 3/3 legendary elemental otter shapeshifter. Whenever we cast an instant or sorcery spell, Muddle becomes a copy of up to one target non-legendary creature we control until the end of turn. Except it has Myriad. Okay, so Rutha wants us to cast big spells, Muddle just wants us to cast spells. I thought, okay, wherein is it? What are the best possible creatures for us to copy? Dragons, of course. So I decided to build this deck around the idea of copying dragons. But what to cut from the main deck? I mean, I really like the core of this deck, but it could use a bit of tweaking. You see, in order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. So let's compare the base of our deck to our checklist and see what's missing. 51 mana sources split between 38 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 14 pieces of card advantage. 9 pieces of interaction. 4 board wipes. No graveyard hate. And no sudden I win cards. Okay, we're not really worried about adding I win cards, but we do want to add some graveyard hate. So we're adding commit memory and scavenger grounds to help with that. Additionally, most of our ramp is actually rituals or squishy creatures who lower casting cost. I wanted some actual mana rocks, so we've got Izzet Signet and Mind Stone. Finally, as expected, we want a little bit of counter magic to help control the game. So we're adding Counterspell and Negate. But what are we cutting to make room? First of all, our secondary commander, Muddle. And since Muddle is going to be leading a dragon deck, we're cutting all the dragons. Manaform Hellkite, Mirrorwing Dragon, Goldspan Dragon, and Galazeth Prismari. Finally, we're cutting Rider Replication. Not because it's a bad card, but because there aren't really any good targets in this deck. So let's see what we're going to build around Muddle. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from new sponsor, T-Fury. Every day, T-Fury has new designs that are on sale, but as you can see, they also have a great collection of other shirts. Anime, D&D, 80s retro, comic books, Lord of the Rings. There are thousands of shirts to choose from. I've been a loyal customer of theirs for 10 years, and I'm so happy to finally be sponsored by them. Click the link down below to see the new designs and to add to your geek wardrobe. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building Commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Starting off our land base, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Crucible of the Spirit Dragon, and 3 Tree City. 2 of those are budget staples and can go in any multicolored commander deck, while the other 2 are great for Kindred decks in general and Dragon decks in specific. Next up, we're running Scalding Tarn, Flooded Strand, Wooded Foothills, Polluted Delta, and Bloodstained Mire. Why the expensive fetches, Danon? We're a dragon deck, dear viewer. Do you really think Cute Stuff, the Dragon Lady, would let me build a budget dragon deck? She's a woman of wealth and taste, after all. Now, for some targets for our fetch lands, we've got Steam Vents, Thundering Falls, Turbulent Springs, Volatile Fjord, Molten Tributary, Scorched Geyser, and Coastal Peak. For some additional dual-colored lands, we've also got Training Center, Stormcarved Coast, Sulphur Falls, Riverpire Verge, Cascade Bluffs, Shivan Reef, Riverglide Pathway, Frostboil Snarl, and Is It Boilerworks. We want to be able to cast our spells after all. Next up, we've got Scavenger Ground serving as Graveyard Hate. Finally, 4 islands and 7 mountains because basics are great and not to be underestimated. Starting off our mana ramp package, we've got Goldspan Dragon, Ancient Copper Dragon, Ganex Astral Hunter, Sarkhan Fireblood, and Dragon's Horde. This is what I call our thematic ramp. We've also got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Is It Signet, Sky Diamond, Fire Diamond, Mind Stone, Chromatic Lantern, Thrawn Dynamo, and Gilded Lotus as mana rocks. Finally, we've got the old reliable Solemn Simulacrum as land ramp. Yes, that is a rather large package. We're a dragon deck after all. Our card advantage package consists of Ancient Silver Dragon, Furcrag Cunning Instigator, Imrith Desert Doom, Niv Mizzet Perun, Draconic Lore, and Sarkhan's Triumph. Obviously, this was our thematic package. We're also running Rhystic Study, Jeska's Will, Big Score, and Pull from Tomorrow. Gotta make sure we always have a full hand. Our interaction and spot removal package consists of Drakuseth Maw of Flames, Counterspell, Abrade, Negate, Chaos Warp, Parapet Thrasher, Arcane Denial, Commit Memory, Pongify, and Prismari Command. Only one thematic piece, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be dragon-related. Then again, I'm sure we all know that there are dragons perfectly capable of casting Counterspell. For board wipes, we've got Blasphemous Act, Cyclonic Rift, Steel Hellkite, Magmaquake, Fault Line, and Balefire Dragon. I tend to run a lot of board wipes in dragon decks, or any deck that has a slower plan. You'll note that most of our board wipes are one-sided or only affect non-flyers. This is on purpose. After all, most of our creatures have flying or can be given flying. The core of our deck consists of Maniform Hellkite, Mirrorwing Dragon, Hellkite Tyrant, Galazeth Prismari, Terror of the Peaks, Utvara Hellkite, Lathless Dragon Queen, Scourge of the Throne, Scourge of Valkus, Wrathful Red Dragon, and Astral Dragon. Lots of dragons, many of which can help us win the game. Supporting our plan, we're also running Bulk Up, Critical Hit, Raking Claws, Temur Battle Rage, Twinferno, and Unleash Fury. Finally, as ways to close out the game, we're running Dragon Tempest, Rite of Replication, and Twin Flame Tyrant. Yes, I love the idea of casting a kicked Rite of Replication on Twin Flame Tyrant, then using our trigger to have Muddle copy Twin Flame Tyrant, then attacking with just our commander. That comes out to be 1,536 commander damage, because damage has been doubled 9 times, or 2 to the 9th power, or 512. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 53 mana sources split between 37 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, I know, but dragons aren't cheap, so it's fine. 10 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 6 board wipes, 2 pieces of Graveyard Hate in Commit Memory and Scavenger Grounds, 1 Sudden I Win card in Rite of Replication. Okay, so to explain the math earlier, Twin Flame Tyrant doubles all damage we deal to our opponents or to a permanent an opponent controls. If we cast a kicked Rite of Replication on it, we trigger our commander, allowing Muddle to become a copy of any non-legendary creature we control. In this case, we choose Twin Flame Tyrant. We now have 2 copies, so all damage is doubled twice, or times 4. Then Rider Replication resolves, making 5 more copies, bringing the total up to 7. This means that all damage is now doubled 7 times, or 2 to the 7th, or times 128. But remember, Muddle also has Myriad, so when we go into combat, we make 2 more copies, bringing the total up to 9. Now, this isn't the only way we can win with Rider Replication. If we cast it targeting Terror of the Peaks, we win the game on the spot. The math comes out to be 125 damage in increments of 5, so we can kill all 3 of our opponents. Delightful. But Danon, why did you include all those little double damage spells? Well, dear viewer, what if we cast Team or Battle Rage on Terror of the Peaks, and then had Muddle copy them? Or target Scourge of the Throne and get a bunch of extra combats afterwards, depending on our opponent's life totals. Or give Ancient Copper Dragon double strike and make a huge amount of treasures. Delightful. Are you picking up Prismari Ancestry? What are your plans with the deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Waffles, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Robert, Pi, Kazaris, Patrick, Boomy, Osra, Justin, Golden Walker, Sleech, Mr. Salty, Daniel, Zombie, Luke, Brian, Richard, and Jeff. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.